my goal every day is God has placed me in a position, man, where, you know, he's put me in a place that people lean on and they look to. And so all I do, I start my day off saying, Jesus, you know, just allow me to be that thing, whatever that thing is that you need me to be today. Because, man, the one thing I definitely don't do is I don't take for granted the position that he's placed me in, you know what I mean? And that my biggest goal is to not let him down. So I just ask him to be, hey, just give me that strength, give me that wisdom, you know? Thank you for the favor that you've given me and allowing me to be this vessel for you. And, you know, God places me on their mind and says, hey, you know, call this guy up, talk to him about it. He's got that word that you need. And the word that I get is the word that he gives to me. You know, he's the one that gives me the words. When these guys call me up during the day and go, bro, I'm hurting, man, I'm in this position, I'm in this spot, I just lean on, well, God, you know, what should I say, Jesus? Tell me what to tell them. And that's pretty much every one of my days, dude. That's how I start off, just asking for that wisdom and thanking him that he's placed me in that position. It's a position I never thought I'd be in, that's for sure. So that's my day, every day. And then he allows me to do it. That's the crazy part, you know? All right. What's up, brother? This is the spot. This is the spot where God speaks to me. So this is the spot where I'm going to speak to the people, man. You feel it. So that's why I like to always come to places like this, where you look around and you see God everywhere. You know, it reminds me of when Elijah came out to the mouth of the mountain, and the fire and the wind and the storms came by, and Elijah was like, you got to be in the fire, you got to be in the storm, you got to be in the earthquake. And God was not in any of that stuff. And God whispered in his ear. See, and that's what I love about it, because when I come out to places like this, God is always whispering in my ear, man, all the time, like talking to me and giving me something of value. And so I think there's a lesson in that, like, go to where God is. Don't always expect him to come to you, you know? Sometimes you just got to go to where he's at. And that's what I love doing. He's all over this place, man. So what I've been talking about really is connection. That's what I've been talking about. And in the very first video that we put out, we were talking about how we are all connected. But today I want to talk about connections. Like, we live in this crazy world where we should be more connected than ever, but the one thing that's really missing is the one-on-one connections, you know, person to person. That's how we were meant to communicate. That's how we were meant to be together. I mean, it's great that we're all connected through, you know, social media and all these kind of things, but I'm talking about being connected, you know, one to another. That's when it's real. That's when you find out what's real. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, is connections. And not just connections, but authentic connections, because that's what's really missing in this world. You know, we don't have that one-on-one anymore. It's rare. People don't have, like, when they go to hang out with their friends, they do it virtually. Man, we need to do it physically, in person, person to person. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, connections. All right, so connection, authentic connections. Are you one of those people living in a world right now that you feel like, with everything going on, with all the abilities that we have to stay connected, do you feel disconnected? Because that's a normal feeling. Check this out. We actually live in a world right now that the same person can say, man, I've got 1,500 friends, but I don't have any friends. And both of those statements can be true. Isn't it crazy? That's how disconnected we are, because we rely on these things right here. This is our connection to everyone, and this isn't real. This is a piece of plastic, man. This is digital. We don't live in this digital world. We live in a physical world, right? We need to reach out and be able to touch each other. And some of these people, like, this is their whole life. And it even bleeds down to our kids. You want to know what the craziest thing is? When I was a kid and I got in trouble, you know what my mom took away from me? My friends. She's like, you can't go over to Brad's house. You know what I mean? You can't go over to Michael's house. Now when kids get in trouble, you know what their parents take away? This. They take this away. And if you were to tell a kid, you can't go to your friend's house, they'd be like, that's cool. But if you were to tell them, I'm going to take your phone away, they will lose their minds. Because they think this is what connection is. This is not connection. This is what's disconnecting us from each other. And I have friends who say, bro, it's all good. I've got the Lord. I've got the Lord. I don't need to have friends. Like, whoa, hold on a second. You definitely need the Lord. Don't get me wrong. But the Lord by himself is not enough. And I know people are going, what did he just say? I didn't say it. God said it. He said it in Genesis 2:18. He said this, for it is not good for man to be alone. Now, when God made that statement, Adam and God were together. They were walking together, Adam and the Lord. And the Lord said in that moment, hey man, it's not good for you to be alone. Okay, so you definitely need Jesus. You need the spiritual connection. You need the spiritual connection. But we need the physical connection, person to person. We need each other, man. And that's what we're getting away from. And here's the thing about this right here, like the world itself, this is a lie. It's a lie. See, we don't put our real selves on these phones. In social media, you'll take 87 pictures of yourself, and then you'll crop it, and then you'll mess with it and make it everything look exactly right, and then you'll post that and go, man, look how I woke up this morning. It's a lie. There's nothing authentic about this. You don't even have to be the real you on here. You can be the you that you want people to see, because that's what life is all about. There's the you that you want the world to think you are. There's the you that you think you are. And then there's the real you. And real friends will love the real you, but you have to be the real you to get real friends. See, that's what authentic means. If you want to have authentic relationships, then you have to present the authentic you in person to other people. And you have to find like-minded people. See, that's what we don't do. We put out this fake image of ourselves so that people think we're something that we're not. And then we get digital friends who aren't even friends with you. They're friends with this person that you created. And then when you get together, y'all don't have anything in common. And you wonder why. Because you've been looking at their fake them and they've been looking at your fake you. And when the two fake people to get together, there's just fakeness. There's no real in that. So let's get real. See, that's what we have to do. We have to seek authentic relationships. Seek them. They're not just going to come knocking on your door. And especially in this world we live in now, you can hide behind this thing forever if that's what you really want to do. But it'll just be you and this and nothing else. And after a while, you will be starving for some one-on-one contact. What has this world taught us? Especially this year right here, this world that we're living in right here, what has it taught us? It has taught us that we need each other. The world said, y'all got to stay home. Y'all can't get together. And I've been on Zoom meetings. I've been talking to people on the phone. I've been texting people and emailing people. It's not the same. We haven't even been able to go to church. We haven't even been able to go to church and praise our Father in person. And every person I know misses that. And they don't just miss the building, and they don't just miss the choir. They miss their friends, their true friends, one-on-one contact. That's what we don't have these days, and that's what we need. And it was modeled for us in the Bible. Jesus modeled it for us. And that's what I'm going to talk about next is you have to have friends, watch this, that can know you more and not love you less. That's the kind of friends you have to have. See, those are real friends, the ones who come into your world and accept you for who you are and love you for that person, the real you. And the only way they're going to get to know the real you is if they get to be with the real you and spend time with the real you and walk with you through thick and thin, good and bad, light and dark. That's what real friends are, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Jesus modeled authentic relationships for us in a way that nobody else ever has. And here's what I mean. I'm not saying you have to have 50 close friends. I don't even think that's possible. See, good friendship, true friendship, authentic friendship is not about quantity. It's about quality. And Jesus showed us. See, there was over 70 disciples in the Bible, over 70. He didn't walk with all 70 of them. He whittled that 70 down to 12, right? his 12 main guys. But even out of that 12, he whittled that 12 down to 3. And if you really want to cut it down, he whittled that 3 down to 1, because Peter was the man. But everywhere Jesus went, it was Peter, John, and James. Those were the 3 out of the 12 out of the 70. See, that's how you do it. You can be around a large group of people, but the odds are the real connections you're going to have are going to come down to 2 or 3 people. And let me tell you something. If you have 2 or 3 people in your life that truly care about you, that truly love you, man, you have a treasure. These are the people that you can pour into, and they can pour into you. And that's what life is all about. God placed us in a community, right? And he gave us all these different kinds of people so that we can learn from each other and learn, man, you and me, we got a connection, man. And there's something special about this. Let's not ruin it. See, and God did that. And I want to see in Proverbs 17:17, it says this: a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. At all times. See, a friend loveth at all times. That means if you're down, he loves you. If you've done wrong, they love you. If you do good, they love you. All times. And a brother is built for adversity. A brother. See, a brother is a friend on a whole nother level. It's so funny because I have friends, and all my brothers in Christ, I call them brothers. But my brothers, those are my closest brothers right there. They're with me through everything. Adversity, because adversity is going to come. And you're going to need those people that you can pour into. Because if not, when adversity comes and you don't have anyone, you are going to be attacked by the devil, by the enemy, because that's what he loves to do. See, think about this. God put us in a community, but the devil wants to isolate us. He literally wants to get you out of that community that God put you into, because he knows that if he gets you alone, that he's got you, because then he'll pour into you. And when the enemy pours into you, man, you don't feel poured into, you feel poured on. It's like when it's pouring down rain and you can't get out of it, you're stuck. And that's where he wants you. So that's why when adversity hits, you need to have those people you can lean on, true friends. So when it says that a brother is built for adversity, that a friend loveth at all times, watch this. I said that Peter was Jesus' best friend because I truly believe that. Peter and Jesus, they spoke to each other on a whole different level. Peter was the only one who would tell Jesus, not saying he was right, but he would tell him, you can't do that. You're not going to die. I won't allow it. I mean, when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane and over 600, by the way, soldiers showed up to take Jesus away, Peter stepped up and was going to fight all of them. He chopped a man's ear off trying to protect his best friend. Because that's what best friends do. See, adversity came at Jesus, and Peter went at that adversity. But Peter also denied Jesus. Wasn't a surprise to Jesus because, like I said, they were such good friends. Jesus told him, you know, Jesus can see the beginning from the end. And Jesus told Peter, before the cock crows 3 times, this night you will deny me. What? Peter was like, no, I'll never deny you. Never. He did. Jesus knew him better than he knew himself. Wow. Those are the kind of friends I want. I want the kind of friends that know me when I say, no, I'm not going to do that. They're going to be like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, you will. I promise you, before this night's over, you're going to do that. Probably 2 or 3 times. And that's what Jesus did. But I love the fact that the same man who was brave enough to face an army for his friend, when he was sitting around a fire with a little girl, and a little girl said, aren't you that dude? Weren't you hanging with Jesus? Oh, no, it wasn't me. Really? That wasn't, he was courageous over here, but over on this side, he's like, no, I don't know him. I'm telling you, I don't know him, to the point where he cursed, was like, I don't know the man, right? Denied him 3 times. And you know why Peter wept after that? You know why he wept? Because not only did he let his friend down, his best friend down in that moment, he let himself down. See, the Lord told him this was going to happen. And when it happened, he was like, man, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. I can't do this on my own. I really do need friends. And I can't believe that my best friend in the world, I just let him down. But watch this. Once again, this is what real friends do. After all that happened, Peter was all down on himself. He even went back to fishing. Because, you know, when we let ourselves down, you know, we go back to that place of comfort. That's what we do. We're like, man, I'm not the man I thought I was. I'm just going to go to be the man I used to be. So he went back to fishing. And who came strolling along? but his best friend, Jesus. And not only did Jesus cook a meal for him, right? You know a good friend will barbecue for you, right? That's how, in Texas especially, that's how we say, hey, I still love you, bro. I got some fish on the grill over here. And so that's what Jesus did. He made him a meal, and he set him down, and he said, Peter, do you love me? Now, he knew that Peter was going to make the mistake that he made, but he also knew Peter's heart, and he knew that Peter loved him. And Peter told him, of course I do. You know I do, Jesus. Then take care of my sheep. Peter, do you love me? He asked him 3 times. And he didn't ask him 3 times because Jesus needed to hear it 3 times. He asked him 3 times because Peter needed to hear it 3 times. Because that's what good friends do. And that's why you need that one-on-one connection. Jesus didn't send him a letter. Jesus didn't send him a raven with a message on it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they could have done back in the day. He went to him in person, looked him in his eyes, and told him, hey, look, man, I know we have some trouble between us, but the love that's between us is stronger than anything else that could have happened. You can't let me down. I love you too much, and I know you love me. So you say it. You love me? Of course you do. So let's move past that. And those are the kind of connections I'm talking about. These are the kind of connections that we need with each other. We need to have friends like that. So that's what I'm here to talk about and tell you today. Seek authentic relationships, person to person, in the flesh. Put these things down, pick these things up, and walk with somebody. We all need somebody to walk with. Jesus sent us out 2 by 2 for a reason. When he sent out the disciples, he sent them out 2 by 2. You know why? Because 2 people together, that doesn't make you double strong, that makes you 10 times as strong. Because if you're walking back to back with somebody, nothing can sneak up on you. You've heard that saying, I got your 6. I got your 6, bro. You know what that means? That means I got your back. Don't worry about it. No one can sneak up on you. If I'm back to back with one of my best friends, ain't nobody coming up on us, especially the devil. Even he can't sneak up on you. And we all know he's prowling around like a lion looking to devour us. He can't devour 2 of us together because we always got our eyes open. I got your 6, brother. So those are the kind of friends that you need. And watch this. 2 together are strong. But a 3-chord string, a 3-chord line cannot be broken. You know what that 3rd chord is? It's Jesus. See, if you find 2 people that are willing to walk together through this crazy world that we live in, and then you put Jesus in the middle of them, woo, that's unstoppable, unbreakable, can't be broken, can't do it. So find somebody who's like-minded. Find someone else who loves the Lord like you love the Lord. You get together with that person in a friendship, in a true relationship, and then you place God in between both of y'all, unstoppable. You can literally take on the world, and you're gonna have to, because the world's looking to devour us, all of us, right? As Christians especially. So get together with somebody. Seek authentic relationship. Put Jesus in the middle. The first authentic relationship we all should seek is this one right here. The second authentic relationship we should all seek is this one right here. You put those 2 things together, man, unstoppable, unbreakable. That's my hope for everybody. That's my prayer for everybody. Let's seek authentic relationships together. I love you guys. God bless.